Everyone, it's Donna here, and I have finished my spring journals just in time because it's really summer here in Florida. But I actually finished these last week, but I wanted to bring them and show my mom this weekend. She loves looking at my journals, so I have to show her all of my journals before I sell them. These are, I use almost exclusively, except for a few pieces, the red cabbage dyed linens that I experimented with a while back. And I made this one first, and while I had everything still out on my desk, I decided to go ahead and make a second one, and I still have gobs left. These pretty pastel colors. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the TN one first. This one I am calling Buttercup, and it is 4¼ inches wide by 9 inches tall. The cover is, well, I just have it closed with a bit of lace, some pretty lace. The cover is made from one of those quilt squares that I got at the estate sale a while back. One of the ones I kept for myself. I have a couple more, so I'll probably be using them for journals in the future. But it was a perfect size for a TN style journal. And then a couple of appliques from the cabbage that have been cabbage dyed. This one is a single signature, and it has 60 pages front and back. And let's see. I'm going to try to stay in frame. Inside is just a lace pocket that goes all the way to the back, and in it is just a long tag that I made with that beautiful Quaker lace that I had dyed. In the cover of the other journal is made with this lace, and it's so pretty I didn't want to cover it up. All the tags are blank on the back for journaling. There's a doily here that with another doily on top of it, a Battenberg and a crochet doily, and it is backed with some tea-stained, I think this was raspberry tea-stained paper. There's some lace along this page. There's lots of room for journaling in both of these journals. I always like to leave room for either journaling or for whoever this journal goes to do their own decorating, somewhat. This page had the binding at the bottom openings, and I just wound some variegated eyelash trim through that. I like the way that looked. Edith Holden page and a little fabric snippet and a little 4-leaf clover charm on there. On the back is a little quote that says, "The butterfly counts not months but moments, and yet has time enough." Both of these journals have lots of their nature themed: flowers, birds, and butterflies. I've purchased some new bird books and some new butterfly books, so you're going to see parts of those in all of these. Just a lace pocket here with an Edith Holden tag and some of the dyed fabric at the top. Botanical page. This opens up for more journaling, and there's a die cut here. This is an envelope that's going across the signature, and in the front is a collaged tag and some stenciling. And on this side is a vintage postcard from 1907. There's no writing on the back, so you can journal in the back of that. There's a saying here, salute the day with peaceful thoughts. Hold on, sip of coffee. Salute the day with peaceful thoughts. and peace will fill your heart. Begin the day with joyful soul, and joy will be your part. Frank Whitney. This is just a note card, and I put an applique with some dangles on it. Some more stenciling, page from the butterfly book. This one's the Japanese book. And beautiful eyelet lace coming down here. Place for journaling. Fabric pocket here with an applique, and I put some bling on it. And a couple of journaling cards, a butterfly book, and a seed catalog cover from 1894. And just some little snippets of lace and applique up there. Here is a fabric flip with an applique, a butterfly charm, some pretty corded lace, and then some eyelet lace with variegated. I love the way that's variegated. And some flowers at the top. Page from the bird book. A lace pocket, and in it is a seed catalog from 1917, and I just made it into a little journaling spot with some stenciling there. That goes right in there. Another snippet tab, and here's the fortune cookie in this one. All of my journals have a little fold out piece that has a fortune in it. One of my my botanical books, place for writing. And those of you who saw the butterfly book that I got at the estate sale, I was wondering what to do with those big butterflies. Well, here's one thing I figured out to do with it, and I stitched it. First I cut along the edge of the butterfly's wings, and then I stitched it to the page behind, and it made two big pockets, and in it are some journaling tags from Edith Holden. Actually, this is from the same image. I just cut it into. And then at the bottom of the ties are two butterfly beads, one purple, one blue. Place for journaling. This is the back side of all of those pages. A little die cut. More butterflies. This one is a little dimensional. Its wings flap. And a collage card with some really dainty tatting. I use my tatting very sparingly. I love tatting. And here's a quote: "Blessed is he who expects nothing, for he shall never be disappointed." Alexander Pope. And then another snippet tab and another butterfly charm on there. A die cut. And this is the back side of that fabric tab with another applique with bling on it. And a collaged tag. I had a pink file folder that already had the lines on it. I wish I had more of those. I used it all, I think, in these two journals. More dyed lace. Some stenciling, and this says, "The impossible is often the untried." This is the back side of that note card. Here's the back side of that envelope, and there's a little tuck spot in here with another journaling card and a little piece of tatting and some fibers. And then inside is another collaged tag. And there's a tuck spot back here, more stenciling, another journaling card with a Jean Granville image of women, flowers personified. There's a woman that's actually a flower. That was the last one I have. I need to print some more of those. botanical book, some of the dyed lace there, more place for journaling, die cut. Here's that altered paper clip that I have a tutorial on this, and that just clips onto the page. Fit perfectly in this TN journal. Here's another tag with a feather embedded. There you go. Embedded in it. That idea was from Tracy Fox. Beautiful lace. This wasn't cabbage dyed, but it fit this page perfectly. It's beautiful embroidered net lace with the purple flowers, and then a collage card with some purple lace on it. That just fits right in there. Another fabric tab or a cluster, and another butterfly dangling from that one. More butterflies. Butterflies everywhere. Butterflies and flowers. The other one has some more birds in it. And there's that dyed lace again. Another butterfly, the back side of that doily. And then in the back pocket is just some extra paper for either journaling or to cover up any of the text pages. And there's the back. So that is Buttercup. And then this one I'm calling Daisy. I don't know if that's a daisy, but it looks kind of like one. Plus there's something else in here to indicate daisy also. This one is 5 by 7, and it has 108 pages and 3 signatures, and there's lots of laces and things coming off the edges. And the cover of this one is that beautiful Quaker lace that has been dyed. It's kind of variegated. It goes from the blues and greens over to the yellows on the back. Just a flower image with 3 tiny little buttons sewed on, and the closure is just some I think silk fabric that was dyed, and it has some crystal beads on it, and that just wraps around the button. I used a shank button so that it stands up from the cover. And then there is a beautiful dangle that I made from some things that I made, some jewelry pieces. There's some lamp work. There's a flower there, a crystal butterfly at the bottom there, and then some pink, like abalone shell kind of things. So, and that's just held on with a bulldog clip, and I'm going to take it off for now so that it doesn't dangle while I'm showing the journal. And there's a fabric pocket in here. Oops, I need to come out. Fabric pocket with one of the appliques there. Just some fabric on the inside. Here's a seed catalog from 1897 that I just made into a little journaling book. Edith Holden, more of that variegated dyed lace. Some little tiny butterflies with crystals in the middle of them down here. Lots of room for journaling. Botanical book. Here's a belly band that I had made a while ago out of some scraps of fabric. And I just put an applique and some butterflies on it, and tucked into there is a vintage postcard. Looks like it's a German postcard with some pretty flowers on it. And on this side there's jacquard ribbon on the pocket, butterfly stenciled, and a collaged card and a seed catalog cover here. One of my butterfly books. This is a painty paper from Jean Peter that I got at the Defy auction a while back. I bought a pack of her painty papers, and this is one of them. Here's a page from that ledger that I have from 1884. It's an original page. And there's a embossed vellum pocket here, and in it is a journaling card with a little flower at the top. I have been playing with my mulberry flowers. I have a whole bunch of them from when I used to do altered boxes and things like that, but they're very dimensional. They're you know, big buds of flowers. I've been taking them apart and squishing them down, and now I can use them in my journals. So there's one of them there, and I just put a little applique in the middle of it. Here's another of the pages with the eyelash trim running through it. Place for journaling. The center of each of these signatures has one of those big, actually they're moths, not butterflies. So there's this one. I did the same thing. I cut it and I made it into a pocket. There's big journaling cards in each one of those with some of the dyed fabric as tabs. Place for journaling. A little tuck spot here with one of the tickets from Maribel. Thank you very much. I told you I was going to use some of your stuff in my spring journals. Here's one of the tickets. And this teeny tiny envelope has a little bee stamp on it. And inside that is a bunch of postage stamps with flowers and birds on it that you can use to decorate further. And a little, I think this is Mrs. Cog's image. Just a little lace flip over here, and I did some slow stitch crosses up there on the ledger. There's that painty paper. Here's another of my die cuts. I've had this sitting in my stash forever, thinking I'm going to use it on a greeting card, and I haven't. But it's perfect for here. I put a little butterfly in the middle of it, and then I put some stickles on it to give it some sparkle. My butterfly book, a fabric tab up here. Inside of this pocket, there's some stenciling. Is another collage card. Well, two collage cards with the dyed fabrics and appliques at the top. Botanical book. This is just a little cluster, and here's another one of the mulberry flowers that I just kind of flattened out and made it not so dimensional. And here's a tuck spot with a collage card. And the back of this signature is one of my die cuts that I made into a tuck spot with some flowers on it. And just a collaged card and another just die cut from Edith Holden page. I am down to the last few pages of one of my Edith Holden books, so I started going through it and cutting out little bits of images with my die cuts. That's one of them. Just a little bit of collage here, and the definition of the word fly up here. I thought that was appropriate with the bird, and some of the lace. Edith Holden page. This is a pocket that I covered in lace, and this is another one of the Edith Holden die cuts. And inside of the pocket are just a bunch of random die cuts, papers that have been die cut, that you can use for tuck spots or to decorate. And that just clips on, and this has some fabric and some trim on it. Bird page, another fabric cluster. Botanical, this just folds out for some journaling. This is a Tim Holtz flower. I've had this in my stash forever, trying to find the perfect place for it, and it fit just perfectly on that flap. Botanical book with a little bit of collage. Some mulberry paper with a die cut, and it says April showers bring May flowers. That's another one from Maribel. Thank you, Maribel. This is an original ledger page from 1910, and I just made a pocket in the front with a stamped image of a bee, and then the little thing here says sweet as honey, and inside of that is a little slide mount with a feather embedded in it, and then a cigarette card for the 1930s. Inside this signature, oh, I forgot to say, the bottom of all of the strings have little butterflies at the end of them, so you can see them dangling off the bottom there. There's another, actually, moth, and some pages from the bird book. I got a new Audubon bird book that I absolutely love. It has a lot of bird pictures, and there's two of them. Here's the mulberry paper with another die cut. One of Redote's flowers, and there's a collage at the bottom of that. And on the back side of this page, it flips open for more journaling with some fabric tabs. And here's another one of those mulberry flowers that I took apart and flattened and made into a little snippet up here. Botanical book. Here's one of my die cuts. It's a feather. A library pocket that has been collaged and with a collage tag inside with some fibers. Fabric tab. Side corner tuck, and this just opens up and you can journal in there, and I've stenciled, and then a couple of little journaling tags. And the back side of this signature is another one of the die cut pieces with a collage tag and another seed catalog from 1894. Edith Holden page with more of the lace. This Edith Holden page on this side of it had all fall colors, and I didn't want that, so I covered it up with a piece from another of my botanical books, and then there's just a tag with some stenciling tucked into there. Journaling space, a glassine bag with a tall tag in there. And here's some butterflies that were printed, that I printed on vellum. Botanical book, a fabric ruffle. Here's a fabric pocket from the dyed fabric that I did, and just a couple of small tags with some collage. Bird book. This page was totally blank. I put a die cut and I drew in some lines for journaling. This is from a page about, it's called In the Garden, so it had a lot of botanical type images on it. This is an altered envelope, and that flips open. You can journal in here. There's a journaling tag, and that flower just shows through the window. Some lace with glittery lace there. The Japanese, no, maybe that's not the Japanese one. One of my new butterfly books. Did some stenciling there. Here's another of the mulberry flowers flattened with a little applique in the middle of it. In the center of this signature has two more pages from the Audubon book. Beautiful, beautiful bird of prey and pretty moth. There's a fabric flip back here with some pink crystals at the bottom. This was from the beat dyed, just some lace. And this was from the beat dye. It didn't take the color too much. It turned out almost all yellow. Just some ruffle of that dyed fabric going up the side there. Fabric cluster. Here's the fortune cookie in this journal. And I named this one Daisy because this one has the Daisy flower fairy in it. And that just flips up. You can journal on the back of that and underneath it. Another page from the bird book. Here I just took a doily, cut it in half. Cut it in half to make a pocket, and there's a little round journaling card in it. Botanical book. Just a fussy cut big flower. Space for journaling. Some little lace going along the edge there. Here's the back side of that Edith Holden. That was the fall colors, and I covered it with another image from one of my other flower books, and it has a place for some hidden journaling. This is actually a pocket. You can tuck some secret things in there. And then the back page of that Edith Holden. And in the back pocket is, there's an applique there, more blank paper for journaling or covering things up, and I also put the other half of that ledger page in here for you to scan or use in collage or whatever you want to use it for. And there's the back side of the journal. So that is Daisy. I hope you like them. I had a lot of fun making them. These colors are I'm not used to working with these kind of colors, but I love the way they turned out. And these journals are both for sale. If they are still for sale when you look at this video, the purchase information will be down below in the description box. This coming weekend, I don't think I'm doing a video. If I do, it'll be something, it won't be a whole lot. This weekend also is the Defy monthly auction. It is Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope everybody will go over and check that out. Defy is the Disabled Artists Foundation, and they support obviously disabled artists across the U.S., and the proceeds from the auction go towards that goal. So I hope you go and check it out. But that's all I have for today. Bye for now.